So I received an interesting email from a follower, Scott Silva, asking whether someone over 50 like him can still improve aesthetically by training 3 times a week but without doing volume, who is also concerned about recovery as he is getting older gradually. He doesn't want to train unproductively, of course, his time is limited after all, and I agree and I find the topic very interesting. And although I'm only in my 30s, I will use all of my knowledge to offer the best solution to everyone in this situation, not only Scott. Now, before I can talk specifics, you should consider something when you're over 50, like what's your physical activity background, your fitness background. I do believe that you could make gains in your 50s, but the pace is closely tied to your muscle memory. The process would be considerably faster to someone who did train consistently pretty much his whole adult life, except that these past years, because of the reasons I don't know, he turned sedentary, ate irrationally and lost shape. It's possible, but much harder for someone who neglected physical education of any kind and also neglected to eat accordingly, which often led to obesity or simply to a body that doesn't look good, from body posture to any kind of imbalance. At this age, everything you did wrong from this perspective kind of catches up with you, and you need a lot more time and willpower than anyone in his 30s or 20s. Even if your workout doesn't mean much, 3 workouts a week isn't something hard to sustain even at 50. But what's extremely painful are other aspects that compose what means building a nice physique. It doesn't matter if it's through calisthenics or weightlifting after all, but eating properly and the same hours every day, shopping for the right foods and cooking perhaps takes time, takes effort, and moreover conscious decisions and so on, plus the psychological factors. They all sum up and make it a real challenge for anyone in this situation. Let's get everything step by step. I will offer you a great approach to this whole situation and also how to structure your workouts. But before that, if you are new to my channel and find the video interesting, please subscribe and help me get this video to more people. Now let's read the message I've got from Scott and start from there because that's the basis from where I start my whole thesis. Greetings Adrian. Yesterday in a YouTube reply you mentioned that in your training you're currently training only 3 days a week. I think I remember you previously mentioning that you do this because your schedule sometimes gets very busy. I think it would be fun for you to give a synopsis of how exactly you accomplish this, and of course for myself, because personally I think at 55 I would get better recovery and results from working out less days, and this might be a better way for me to train at least 75% of the time, especially as my knees, shoulders, etc. get older. Just not sure how you go about it, and I would like to know a bit more. Hope all is well with you and your family. Sincerely, Scott Silva. Thank you, buddy. I am very well, and I hope this video finds you well too. So I can't recommend you my exact training because there might be too many differences between us. My physique is already well developed and I'm also eating very sustainably. It's not hard for me to keep myself on the right track because it's part of my lifestyle. I'm used to everything. I no longer have to be rational about decisions because I polished my intuition based on knowledge and tons of experience. Now, there are several aspects you could do. And they are like your commandments actually, if working on your aesthetics and motor skills is what you want. And the most important before training is actually your nutrition. Generally, everyone who eats correctly stays relatively fit even without training. It's true, a guy like this is probably skinny, undeveloped muscles, could also have plenty of posture problems because the muscles are not strong enough, but if you also have body fat to lose, it doesn't matter how much, eating better and with moderation will undoubtedly solve this for you over the long run. By eating right, you will be able to focus on hypertrophy training and reduce cardio training overall from your training plan. Or at least when you do cardio, you won't be doing it stressed about burning stored energy, the body fat, but you will do it for other reasons like improving your metabolism or cardiovascular system. Now, the purpose matters after all and how you do it, right? I have a few recommendations on nutrition. Nothing new under the sun, but following a sustainable diet based on vegetables, whole foods, eating in moderation and always at the same time, it's called chrononutrition. You have to respect this. You have to educate your organism or re-educate your organism and your metabolism once again. Based on what you eat and how you eat, your organism will react in a way or another. And even the training will impact this, obviously. Also, eat home, cooked food, and avoid garbage foods of any kind, from sweets to junk food, sugars, and so on. I don't know, you name it. Trust me when I say that if your nutrition is on point, you can really focus your whole training on improving aesthetics. But remember that you will never look good aesthetically by only eating right. And neither if you train and eat only trash. That's a reality. You need the balance, and I couldn't jump straight into training strategies, offering training plans without stressing the importance of nutrition and overall balance. And mind that I use the word balance quite often. Hardcore or beast mode training always requires more food, recovery, and a lot greater overall effort in order to sustain that level of implication in your workout. That's also extreme and not at all balanced. The body is stressed too much and needs many more resources. This is the first issue that surfaces at over 50. And the reason you should avoid extreme training at all costs, after all. That's my first commandment right here. And only after you have to think of volume as dangerous for your connective tissue and to promoting injuries overall. The same food that will help you metabolize stored fat will also help you develop your muscles and strength. I do have a nutrition ebook on the site. I won't get into details in this video. You can go and check that out if you want. I made it particularly for these sorts of situations. Now, having the nutrition, all this covered, you need a training plan that goes over the course of 2 weeks. And then you repeat it. Even so, you will still make changes and adaptations as you get bored, or perhaps based on training intuition and accumulated experience. Therefore, because you have little time available for the training session itself, and because you only do 3 workouts a week, I recommend working antagonistic exercises like pull-ups with push-ups and dips. Make this your first workout. Pick 3 pull-up variations and another 3 push-up variations or dips, and do circuits with no break time between the exercises, but rest after each superset. Avoid high reps and fast executions throughout the range of motion if you want better muscle activation, better control, and to avoid any kind of connective tissue damage. This way you can focus better on time under tension, form and execution based on a relatively slower tempo, but not slow. Try 2 seconds on the concentric part, then stay on top for 1 second, come back down in 3 seconds, and stay another 1 second at the bottom to eliminate any momentum caused by your negative movement before going again on the second rep. This time under tension will tire up the muscle pretty fast without doing far too many reps. Though you can make an exception when you do explosive exercises on purpose, and I recommend some of them because they especially recruit the slow twitch muscle fibers. The tension is higher here, so your muscle will respond greater to that. You will be training your dynamic strength here, but begin with this, do fewer reps and maybe more sets, and then you can move to what I said previously. Usually the pause between supersets has to remain short, even at over 50. To get a hypertrophy response, you still need to fatigue the muscles, and one of the best ways to achieve that, besides what I already said, is by resting briefly. Now you can work in any way you prefer, it doesn't matter. Use hard exercises if that's what you feel like, with variations such as one-arm push-ups or towel pull-ups. But in general, use exercises where you can boost slightly more reps even though you're avoiding high reps. It would be best trying to do sets of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 8 dips, and so on. So find the variations that will allow you to do those kind of reps. In fact, if you're too strong, add a weighted vest if you feel like 10 push-ups or dips are too easy, and more so if they don't provide sufficient tension. If you control the execution and form, then it's safe to add some external resistance, so don't get dogmatic and believe that you should stick to pure bodyweight training all the time, because it's not necessarily the case. Even at over 50, avoid certain forms of training like too much overload, volume, risky exercises, but do work hard the muscles, otherwise they will not respond accordingly. Again, what's your fitness background and how do you feel, because it's all connected. It doesn't matter how smartly you train, if you don't have these two, you'll definitely experience some issues here. The same strategy or training strategy apply when you do leg exercises. This combination of antagonistic movements will challenge the heart too and the muscles to a greater extent. Don't worry, you are still safe. Be happy because you're also training this capacity, the endurance, the transport of your oxygen. You will be more efficient here. Also the glucose, the calcium in the muscles that you need to contract better. It can also replace cardio sessions as long as you feel a hypertrophy workout as a high intensity training session. This is another advantage. And I think it's a smart move and also saves time. How much general volume should you be doing? We established that high reps are to be avoided. However, I have to be clear on an aspect here. This doesn't apply to everybody. Volume can still be effective and not dangerous if you know what you're doing. But I invite you to do at least 4 sets of or supersets of every exercise variation. If you choose to train standard pull-ups, for instance, with supersetted with push-up variations, then there you go, 4 circuits of this combo before moving to another variations. If this is not enough, shorten the pause or include more sets or another superset at the end. So this was an upper body hypertrophy workout and a session, in fact, and every workout session with a little bit of stretching exercises, 5-10 minutes, and do only the most essential exercises out there. The type of stretching is again very important. Unless you want or need to increase body mobility, do passive, relaxed, and this will cover your recovery issue. I lost the number of my commandments a little, but here is another one. Don't do maximal static exercises because you are wasting precious time with them. So no lever training or human flag at this stage, your age. It's all about practicality and sustainability, I think. You won't be gaining much from them except for stressing out the joints and tendons to achieve nothing else but static strength. Also, another commandment, don't train only for maximal strength, meaning very low reps, high sets, a lot of muscle tension provided from very difficult variations and so on. I don't say you shouldn't attempt this sort of training at all, but usually focus on exercises of moderate intensity, as I said previously. They are the ones best for hypertrophy. I don't think being extremely strong matters at this point, or achieving even a greater strength. After all, I am 31 and I couldn't care less whether I could pull 60 kilos instead of 40. That's in my case. Your second workout should be for your legs and core. Same training principles mentioned previously, like adding plyometric exercises along with one-legged exercises, assisted or with extra resistance. It doesn't matter. What matters is to work well, to feel the muscles working hard. Add barbell squats and lightweight deadlifts if you will, or just focus on what I'm showing you in the video. When doing leg training, you can easily do classic sets and reps, or circuits where you can also integrate jump rope, burpees, box jumps, and many more exercises, even abs or lower back exercises. If you are too heavy, pay attention though to plyometric exercises, don't push it too much. After your leg session, you can do core training, meaning abs and lower back. Still, leg exercises usually impact the spinal and lower back muscles too, so you can focus on a few sit-ups, leg lifts, and I don't know, other variations there. Soon after finishing it, stretching once more. Your third workout should happen after 2 days of total rest, or maybe you could do some active recovery in the meantime, like swimming, massages, hiking, yoga, whatever you want. Your third workout should consist of the exercises that work the weakest or undeveloped muscles. You may need more pull-ups for back muscles or biceps, I don't know, or perhaps again a push and pull-up workout like split routines. Maybe you need more shoulder training. Then you have to include handstand push-ups, maybe with your legs elevated on a wall, some type of declined push-ups, some wide pull-ups, again antagonistic moves like this. Or you could do a total body routine where you add light and moderate intensity exercises, circuits, short pauses again, good execution, and that's pretty much what it is. Another option is to add a second leg workout if you feel like your legs are really skinny and untrained. On the second week, you could repeat or add split workouts, pull-up day, push-up day, dips day if you want, leg day with abs, stuff like that. Classic sets and reps, it's fine, or you can go in a ladder, in a circuit, wherever. Or maybe you want to add a jump rope session of 30 minutes as cardio or a running session of 1 hour. That will also be great for you. It depends on how you feel and what you need to train more. So this is what I should do if I were you and over 50, busy with stuff, 3 workouts a week. I think it's enough. I hope my video helps. Thanks for watching it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Salut!